Most people think you need thousands of subscribers before you can make real money on Substack. Here's what actually happened to me. On June 1st, 2025, I had just 358 Substack subscribers. 2 weeks later, I made $3,113.84 from my very first paid launch. No ads, no massive list, just one simple move that changed everything. And that's what I'm going to break down for you today. Here's the big myth. People think you need thousands of subscribers before you can make real money on Substack. And that's what holds most people back. They tell themselves, I'll monetize later, but later never comes. Here's the truth. You don't need thousands. You just need one right offer. One that feels like a no-brainer to your audience and the right way to present it. I proved this with just 358 people. That's it. That small group, I generated $3,113.84 in 2 weeks. So here the steps are, and they're simple. Stop waiting for a bigger list. Start thinking about what your current audience would happily pay you for if you positioned it the right way. That shift alone can change everything. Now let's talk about the offer, because this is where everything clicked for me. Here's the mistake most people make. They create what they want to sell, not what their audience actually wants to buy. And then they wonder why no one signs up. So here's the step I took instead. I asked myself one question. What would feel like a total no-brainer to my ideal clients if they felt almost silly saying no? For me, that turned into a simple offer. The catch was this. The only way to get it was by upgrading to a paid subscription on my Substack. No upgrade, no access. And here's the story. When I rolled this out, people started upgrading right away. But I added one more layer, and that made it irresistible. If you became a founding member, you got an extra bonus stacked right on top. That bonus gave people urgency, and it made the decision feel so obvious. So the principle here is simple. Don't just throw up a paywall. Package something your audience already wants and then tie it directly to your paid subscription. Make it the fastest path to saying yes, the one that benefits both of you. Now let me walk you through how I actually launched this, because the offer alone doesn't actually make the money. The way you roll it out does. And here are the exact steps I used. Step number 1 was to announce it clearly. I told my audience this is available now and only now. Here's the benefit. The only way to get it is by becoming a paid subscriber. No fluff, no long pitch, just clear and direct. Step 2, add the founding member bonus. This is where the urgency comes in. If you upgrade during that first launch window, you got something extra special that you couldn't get later. And that created a clear reason to act now, not put it off. Step 3 is to communicate consistently. I didn't just throw up one post and hope. Over the next 2 weeks, I shared reminders in posts and notes and in emails. And every time I was talking to somebody, I let them know. Each time it came across from a slightly different angle, so it didn't feel repetitive. And step 4 is to close strong. At the end of the 2 weeks, I reminded them, this is your last chance. Get that founding member bonus before the price goes up. And that final nudge brought in another wave of signups. The story here is simple. I didn't have some complex funnel. It was just 2 weeks of consistent, clear communication. And that was enough to turn 358 subscribers into $3,113.84 in my bank account. The super secret aspect to this offer wasn't complicated to deliver. It was for a 4-week intensive that we worked on a specific task as a group. Bonus is it's now recorded and it's part of what people can still access as a paid Substack subscriber. So what actually happened? let's break it down. Step 1 is the starting point. I had 358 subscribers on June 1st. That's it. No big list, no ads, just a small but engaged audience. 2 weeks later, I made $3,113.84 from that very first paid launch. What that really means is only a fraction of the people said yes, but here's the key. You don't need everyone. Even a small percentage, when the offer is right, creates real money for you. When those first few notifications came in, I honestly thought it might stop after, just a couple. That each day more and more came through, and by the end I'd realized I'd made over $3,000. I was actually kind of shocked, and all from less than 400 people on my Substack subscriber list. The takeaway is simple. Small numbers can still create big impact. It's not about how many people you have, it's about how clearly you present the value. Let me wrap this up with the biggest lessons I learned from this first launch. Lesson 1 is know the numbers. The average conversion rate over on Substack is between 5 and 10%. If you do nothing special, that's what you can expect. But when you put together an irresistible offer, you can push that number toward the upper limit. And that's what happened for me. Lesson 2, go beyond Substack. Don't just post once and cross your fingers, and you got to share your offer everywhere you already show up, whether it's your podcast, your social media channels, or your email list, or just when you're talking to people. Every time I mention the offer in places my audience already trusted me, more people would come over and subscribe to Substack. And lesson 3 is keep it simple. I didn't have a complicated funnel for this. I had a clear offer, a founding member bonus, and 2 weeks of consistent communication. That was enough to turn 358 people into $3,113.84. That was 31 paid subscribers out of the 358 people. And if you do the math, I don't know. Some people are really into the mathing of things. You will realize it was not a hugely expensive offer either. The gold is in way over delivering. So here's the principle. If you create an offer your audience feels silly saying no to, and you make the path to say yes easy and visible, you don't need thousands of subscribers to start making real money on Substack. So here's the deal. If you've been sitting on the sidelines thinking you need a huge list before you can make money, you don't. You just need the right offer and the right system to present it. And that's exactly what I help people figure out inside my client acquisition audit. In this free call, we'll look at your audience, your offer, and your messaging. And I'll show you exactly where the gaps are that are keeping you from turning subscribers into paying clients. Don't forget to hit the like button and leave some comments. Let me know how this landed for you. If you want to shortcut the trial and error and see how to apply this to your business, be sure to go book your free client acquisition audit at coachesalchemist.com, and I'll be sure to add this to the description and the pinned comment below. Thanks for joining me today.